You know what? Let's get a little crazy. There's currently a rumor going around Capitol Hill right now that they're going to try and use all the Jeffrey Files drama to try and remove Donnie from office and replace him with JD, and it's all an inside job, and it's my favorite conspiracy of the moment, so let me walk you through, because the more I looked into it, the more it started to make sense to me. And as always, make sure you like, repost, rage, comment, and follow along for more, but the final puzzle piece started falling into place today when Mike Johnson cut the House short so that they could avoid voting on any of this stuff. And then Tucker Carlson and also Marjorie Taylor Greene announced that this could be like the end of the party. This could derail the whole thing. To be clear, this is just a conspiracy, but we haven't done one in a while, and this one doesn't not make sense. So as we've noticed, right, Donnie is having his biggest meltdown ever over all of this stuff right now, and we will get into that. But first we have to go back and remember that he ran his campaign, remember, by creating this fake illusion of transparency where he would release all of these files. And once they won, Pam Bondi was like, we did it. The files are on my desk, and probably like with everything, they just assumed all of their followers would forget and they would never have to follow through on this promise. But for whatever reason, this one actually stuck with their supporters, and they're demanding that this promise finally be fulfilled. And they realize that they're out of luck, so they tried to gaslight everyone into saying, hey, they don't exist. Which again, usually works, but this time for some reason didn't. So when that didn't work, they had to vote on it, and the right entirely voted against releasing them for some reason, even though they're claiming they don't exist at the same time. That didn't make this whole mess go away from them either. So allegedly, they had the FBI go through and flag every mention of Donnie in the files, because I guess their backup plan was to try and release them with him redacted. And I think we all can assume the next problem they ran into is that they were besties, right? He's in this so many times, they can't release it without it being obvious that huge chunks of it have been removed. That's when things possibly got juicy, because they realized they're effed. So Donnie's going on a spiral bigger than he ever has, trying to distract everyone, right? Posting videos of Obama, AI, being arrested by the FBI, saying that we should arrest Rosie O'Donnell, randomly releasing the MLK files as if anyone asked for those and that would distract us instead. But nothing is working, and he is getting more and more upset. Whilst this all is happening, the Wall Street Journal releases this letter that Donnie wrote to Jeffrey on his birthday, and Donnie decides to sue the Wall Street Journal as well. But the question is, how did the Wall Street Journal get this letter? As you know, the letter was full of things like him divulging that they have all these secrets together, and it was very personal, and it was part of a personal collection of birthday letters that would have been a personal affect. So that feels like something the FBI would have collected in a raid of their home that would be sitting in his files. Files which only a few people have access to, right? If they had had that very incriminating letter all this time, why did they wait until just now to produce it? And why a few weeks ago, before this letter just appeared out of thin air, did J.D. Vance fly to Montana to personally speak with the men who own these newspapers? And how did Donnie know before they published this article that they were going to publish this article, because he went on a rant trying to threaten them? And there's a few theories here, right? JD could have been going over there to beg them not to write some sort of an article like this, but that still doesn't answer how they got such a personal letter at a very convenient time. And who has the most to gain if a president is removed? Probably the vice president.